Have you ever thought, man, if I just hit the lottery, or if I was a millionaire or a billionaire, my life would be good? But here's a question that came to me, which I think is actually quite fascinating when you think about it. If you are a millionaire or you're financially stable, where you can pass on a substantial amount of money to your family after you're gone, do you really need life insurance? So listen, if you don't know the answer to this question, this video is for you. Listen, so for those of you that don't know me, my name's Lucretia, and my whole goal is honestly just to protect families from out-of-pocket costs and other expenses for a funeral. This is also known as life insurance. So how I'm able to help families is that I focus heavily on the education of life insurance, not so much on what I'm selling. They both work together, but my emphasis is to make sure people understand their options so they can make an informed decision. So this is a question, and I never really thought about it until I seen this situation. But if you're a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever, and you know you got more than enough income to provide for a funeral if you were to pass away, do you really need life insurance? The answer may surprise you, because I know most people are probably saying, no, you don't. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say, absolutely, you need life insurance. And I'm going to tell you why. So if you are a millionaire and you have lots of assets and you've got more than enough money to pay for a funeral, which is the main reason why most people will get life insurance, right, is to make sure that their family is protected. Well, there have been situations where a person is a millionaire, and you know what's one of the first things they do when somebody passes? Outside of verifying that they're dead, they will freeze all of their accounts. So there was a situation with the Cash App guy, the guy who invented Cash App, right? He was a millionaire. He had lots of money in the bank. However, the money got frozen and nobody had access to it because he didn't have life insurance. So in the case of having life insurance, what it does is make sure that all of those expenses for a funeral get paid, and then whatever they signed up for with the life insurance, that money goes to the beneficiary or beneficiaries that they've put down on paper. That way, even if your money is frozen for a certain period of time, you have life insurance money that is guaranteed to come to your family tax-free. So the way that I heard somebody say it, in the last 30 seconds of your life, you want to make sure that your family is protected and that they receive a tax-free check. That's money that cannot be taken by the government. And that's why life insurance is what I like to tell people, one of the best kept secrets, because people that profit from life insurance understand how to use it. And if you don't understand how to use it, you go to somebody that does. Now, you have to, of course, make sure they know what they're talking about. So if you're a millionaire, you're not putting all your money in the bank. Most of the times they don't even put their money in the bank, okay? Like, you have it to use it for certain things. But most millionaires know you put your money into a life insurance policy, whether that be an IUL, whether that be a whole life policy. As long as you know how to utilize the policy that you're signing up for and you know what you're getting and how to use it, you are saving yourself a lot of heartache and pain. So if you ever come into a situation where you have won the lottery, you hit the jackpot, right? Like, there's a lottery, I think it's like 1 something billion. And there was a young kid that won, right? Like, and he immediately called his mom, which I would never recommend doing in public, and saying, I won the lottery, because how many people have been plotted and killed for something like that? You got people that they have their own ideas of what they're going to do with your money. Anyway, that's beside the point. My whole thing is, if you ever hit the jackpot, or if you acquire a certain amount of wealth, or you build up the wealth, and you know you have more than enough money, you still want a life insurance policy. That way that if your account gets frozen, or you have assets that have to go into probate, or whatever may happen, that stuff can take anywhere from 1 month to years for it to be cleared. And in the meantime, your family is still in the same situation where they have to figure out how to pay for this funeral. So yes, even if you're a millionaire, you absolutely need a life insurance policy, because a life insurance policy, they're not taking your money. Now, they may not pay out immediately, like within 24 hours. It all depends on who you're working with, because there are a lot of companies that do. But that's a different subject for another day, right? I would always 100%, whether you've got a ton of money, you have no money, or you're the person that's in between on a fixed income. Everybody needs life insurance because it's not you that's dealing with it. It is your family. And that's the stress that they have to deal with on your behalf. So the guy that was a Cash App guy, when he passed away, his family did not have access to the money. So even though he was a millionaire, they still had to do like a GoFundMe page. They had to reach out to family members to help get him buried. How hard is that for a family? You're already grieving, and now you have to reach out and say, please, I need you to help me until we get these settled. If you found value in this video, please send it to somebody you know, like, subscribe, and share so that other people can have access to this information. And I'll see you guys in my next video.